All right, guys. Again, my name is Alex Beeson. I am one of our applications engineers here at CAD Technology. Specifically, I am an MEP applications engineer. We are coming at you live from beautiful and sunny Minneapolis, and it's a pleasure to have you all here today. What we will be doing is taking a brief overview of some of the some of the new features that you will find within Autodesk Revit 2016. I'm sure we are kind of approaching the point where many of you might begin to be having discussions about switching over to the 2016 platform if you haven't done so already. I can happily report that the 2016 platform seems to be, from my experience, one of the most stable, if not the most stable, platform update that I've seen out of Autodesk. So that's I'm very happy to report that, and it should make the process of switching over a lot easier and smoother for all of you. Okay, so what do we have here? What you see in front of you is kind of a list of some of the elements that we will be discussing as the new features in Autodesk 2016. As you can see on your screen, we're going to be kind of going over, we'll be going from left to right here, kind of starting with the general platform enhancements and the architectural enhancements, going over to some structural enhancements, and as a mechanical guy, going to my favorite enhancements, the mechanical enhancements. They're all really good though, so don't feel any need to feel any bias here. So let's go ahead and get started. And like I said, we will start with the general platform enhancements as well as the architectural discipline enhancements. So as far as multidisciplinary enhancements, some of the biggest enhancements that you're going to see have to do with graphical display and taking that graphical display, making it smoother, making it better, and just generally getting the program to run a little better for all of us. What we see as a pretty significant enhancement is this progressive display, which gives you real-time navigation support with your panning, zooming, rotation, orbit. And basically what this progressive display does, it's a new option that allows you to interrupt the display of model elements as you move through the model. So now you don't have to sit and wait for Revit to develop all the model elements graphically before you can, say, zoom to another point or pan to another point. You're able to stop that and kind of move at your own will. And this is an option, like I said, and it is an option that is enabled by default. You are more than welcome to disable this option if you want to, but I think you will all find pretty quickly that this is an option that you will want to keep intact. We can now rotate project north. In addition to rotating model elements, this tool also rotates view-specific detail elements, including text notes, detail lines, filled regions, revision clouds, and more. This will affect the model elements and view-specific detail elements. It will also preserve the relative position of links. This will rotate decals applied to surfaces and affects plan views whose orientation property is defined as project north. It does not affect drafting views, callouts of plan views, or other types of views. This tool is enabled for plan views only. Basically, this rotate project north tool enhancement will allow you to visualize a building element and provide more accurate, readable documentation. Now, essentially, rotating your building is a lot easier than it was before. And you can see in the screen here that this is graphically displayed in a much easier manner as well. This next enhancement, what this allows us to do, the open sheet view, you can now right-click on any sheet in your project browser, and there's an option on that right-click menu called Open Sheet. And what this will do is allow you to open the sheet that view is on. Did I say that right? I think I said you right-click on a sheet. I'm sorry, you right-click on a view and select Open Sheet, and you would be able to go to the sheet that view is on. Revisions have seen some enhancements in Revit 2016. You now have the ability to select multiple rows in the dialog box, making it easy to delete multiple revisions at once. You can change the starting number for numeric sequence to 0 or any positive number. The alphabetic sequence type is now alphanumeric, and it can accept any custom sequence of characters, including letters and numbers. And each value in the sequence can consist of more than one character, and you can add a prefix and or suffix to display with values in a sequence. Basically, you now just have more options with how you want to name and sequence your revisions, and also it's going to be easier to edit, add, or remove these revisions. There is a feature that has been added to Revit 2016 called selection boxes. This is a pretty cool feature. It allows you to isolate elements and easily create unobstructed views of these elements. Basically, what you can do is you can select an element in your project. You can use this selection boxes feature to it doesn't create a 3D view. What it does is it takes your default 3D view and auto aligns it to kind of a scope box around whatever elements you have selected. Mechanically, I think it's a great feature where what I can do is I can use the tab key to kind of tab out and select an entire system, use this use this selection boxes feature, and I can easily see my entire system. Architecturally, you can do pretty much the same thing. It really is a handy tool. Streamlines something that I've already been doing. The one fault with this tool that I found though is I don't necessarily want to change the scope boxing of my default 3D view. I wish that we could assign this to a different 3D view, but you know, it still works and it still is great. Rendering has seen some enhancements in Revit 2016. When rendering a static 3D view, you can now choose between two rendering engines, the NVIDIA Mental Ray rendering engine and the Autodesk Ray Tracer rendering engine. Ray Tracer rendering does not support some quality and background options that are available with NVIDIA Mental Ray. Basically, you are able to gain greater precision, handling, and recognition of your energy analytical model when it comes to rendering that model. Floor scheduling has seen improved annotation enhancements. You can now annotate elevation. You can now annotate the following fields: elevation at top core for multi-layered floors, elevation at bottom core for multi-layered floors, and elevation at bottom. So basically, we can get improved scheduling and annotation of our architectural floors with the addition of these varying degrees of annotatable fields within our floors. Our IFC links and rooms now use existing geometry. When creating rooms in the host model, you can use many IFC-based elements to define these room boundaries, which basically is going to make it easier for you to collaborate more effectively with enhanced interoperability between technologies, i.e. your Revit model and your IFC links. The energy analysis for Revit has seen fairly significant enhancements. So to improve the energy analysis workflow, the tools for use conceptual mass mode and use building element mode have been removed from the ribbon, and now what you do is instead you will select corresponding values for the analysis mode parameter on the energy settings dialog window. There is a new analysis mode that enables you to perform energy analysis on a model that includes both types of designs. The name of the mode and the types of designs are conceptual. The name of the mode, excuse me, is use conceptual masses and building elements, and the both types of design are conceptual mode and building elements. This mode can be helpful for if you have a design that is partially detailed and partially conceptual, or when you have modeled conceptual masses to represent additions to an existing building that is fully modeled. On the user interface, the Enable Energy Model tool has been renamed to Create Energy Model. You will use this tool to create the energy and analytical model and display it within the context of Revit. Where this is really big is you no longer need to export the energy model to GBXML or to Autodesk Design Review in order to view it. When an energy model exists, the tool changes to Delete Energy Model. When you select an analysis mode that includes building elements and then show the energy model, Revit creates three views. 3D energy model, which is a 3D view, analytical spaces, which is a schedule, and analytical surfaces, which is another schedule. And then you'll use these views to examine the analytical model and make your adjustments to the analytical model before running the energy simulation. And then in the results and compare window, the energy cost range dashboard provides new analysis tools. You're going to use this dashboard to help understand the current energy cost of the analyzed building model and how changes to identified variables can help reduce the overall cost. And then finally, the potential energy savings chart has been removed from the energy analysis results. Instead, you will use the energy cost range dashboard to learn similar information in a more interactive way. So the bottom line here with the energy model enhancements is you're going to have greater precision, handling, and recognition of your energy analysis in Revit. And finally, we have got Autodesk 360 Collaboration for Revit. Autodesk 360 Collaboration for Revit is a tool that connects project teams with centralized access to BIM project data in the cloud. This tool will allow you to stay connected in real time using the communicator chat tool within models, and with Autodesk 360 Collaboration for Revit and Autodesk 360 Integration. Collaboration for Revit enables the entire project team to work on shared building information models. Whether your team, I should say, when your team is not all located in the same physical office, you will use Collaboration for Revit, A360 Collaboration for Revit, to allow multiple team members from multiple geographic locations to work together in shared Revit models.